Yes.
Did a good job for
Yes.
you.
Technically not Gumtree. Gumtree just provided a service that they've been exploited.
Wow, that's
We're all friends here.
all right. Very nice.
All right, so I'm going to get into this new segment.
Okay,
All
sure.
right. So we provide entertainment to our listeners, but who is entertaining the questionnaires, Marcus?
I don't know.
I was thinking it's about time we get a gesture. A gesture? A jester. But in order to do this, we can't just rely on the dum-dums from Yahoo Answers and source a jester from there. Because sometimes we answer a question from Yahoo Answers, and then it turns out the person we helped posted their question about 10 years ago.
Good point.
The Royal Mail is not very reliable.
No.
We need someone who can guarantee is actually alive. So here's what I've devised. Every couple of weeks, one of us is going to grab 2 recent news stories about some silly people, and we're going to decide who we think the better candidate is to be our jester. Whoever we decide on then becomes the carryover clown.
All right.
Then the next time we do the segment...
The COC.
That's right.
You're the cock.
Then the next time we do the segment, the winner of the previous week, it goes against the winner of the 2 news stories brought to the round table. Make sense?
Yeah.
Fight to the death.
That's right.
Yes.
And then at the end of the year and the final episode, whoever the champ is at that time will be crowned our jester. So let's start our kingdom-wide search for the ultimate idiot in a segment I'm calling To Court a Jester.
Is that
That's
Australian
Australian
Idol? I knew it.
Very good. Hey, it's not on the screens at the moment, so
That's right.
we can use it. If it was The Voice or something,
We might be in trouble.
we might be in trouble. It's fine.
All right. So our first contender
All right.
is a 28-year-old man from Aberdeen, Scotland. The incident began in the wake of a car crash. Police responding to the scene found the man speaking to another driver. Officers say they smell pot on him. A search of his person and car turned up a small quantity of cannabis. He reportedly yelled at officers as he was handcuffed and taken to the police station, where his situation did not improve. He was instructed to bend over as part of a strip search, and the court heard the man intentionally farted 3 times in the direction of the officer, asking the officer each time, "How do you like that?"
Oh.
Well, the police didn't like that, and the man was sentenced to 75 hours of community service. So what's that, like 25 hours of fart? Is that?
Yeah,
it's
25 hours
that's
of fun.
it.
Yep.
His lawyer said he felt the sentencing was an overreaction. So that is our first contestant. A man who farts in the face of the law.
Oh, all right.
So they did a strip search? Did they?
Well, they were giving him a strip search and he decided to...
Do you reckon the guy's face was like right in?
right in his face. Just like, what? Wait, I feel something up there.
So I will say this guy's got good comedic timing,
Yeah.
but a problem with authority. So he
Yeah.
might not take orders well from us if we're bossing into it.
I don't want to get a fart
Gassy.
in my face in the street if he finds me.
he needs a name. He needs a name.
Let's call him Gumtree.
Let's call him Gumtree. That works.
He's Gumtree.
Okay, so look, he's got a problem with authority.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is that's so funny about like just doing something like that when you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
I mean,
Like, you
it's
probably
fart jokes. I think all of us in this room have a good comedic like we like a good fart joke.
Yeah.
Gauge it.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
The timing
he's
is
probably
all
thinking
about
like,
everything.
there's no law against this.
Yeah, that's right. What are you going to do? Lock me up?
What are we going to do? Lock me up? You're going to handcuff me?
Yeah, but yeah, well,
Toot, toot,
so each fart was 25 hours, like
It's
you
true.
said.
Wow.
For some reason, this story reminded me of like the whole idea of like poking at somebody who can essentially like ruin your life,
Yeah.
and make your life hell. I don't remember if you were in my class, Marcus. Were you there when we got the religious teacher who used to be in the army
Yes.
and he was Irish?
Yes.
Okay, so we had this like really lovely religious teacher,
He was a really nice guy.
and before him, I'm talking about. I don't remember her name, but it was the like movie cliche of like, this is your new teacher,
Yeah.
where the nice person's being replaced, and he was
By a
like this
drill sergeant?
the drill sergeant, like
He
bald-
was a drill sergeant,
bald
yeah.
commando dude
Yeah.
walking in.
Dad, what?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. But he's Irish.
Yes. Amen.
Amen, sir.
Our band of Christian brothers was there, basically it. So what? But like, one thing I remember about this guy was when he first got there, he said, "You guys are welcome to ask me any questions." We're aware of his background as an army, being in the army for years. He'd been on a few deployments, blah blah blah. So we were asking him questions, and this one kid asked him, "Have you ever killed anybody?"
Whoa.
He said, "Next question," and like moved on, right? So and for the rest of the year, this same kid, I don't know if you remember this, he kept asking, "Have you ever killed anybody?"
He's
and he
like,
would just
I need
ignore
to
it.
know.
Yeah.
And then it ended when this kid, like near the end of the year, is like, "Sir, we were talking about, I don't know, like the Good Samaritan or something. And he put his hand up like he had a genuine question. And he goes, "Sir, speaking of Good Samaritans, have you ever killed anybody?"
No.
And then the teacher said, "If you keep asking, you'll find out." Just never heard that question again. Which is kind of great.
Oh,
That's
geez.
good, that's good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but I don't know why it reminded me of like, just like that, like, you know.
Testing someone.
That's right, when you
Testing
really
it.
shouldn't be.
Testing your authority.
Yeah.
Look, you knew he killed somebody.
That's
You-
right.
You just wanted the answer.
That's
I
right.
gotta say, it is ballsy though. It is
Yeah.
ballsy to come at police like that, and I feel like police get a hard time all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it'd be a pretty shit job
They
in that
didn't
sense.
need to be attacked by the mustard gas of your ass.
No,
alright?
it's kind of a perfect crime, though. Like you said, there's probably no law about fighting at an
That's what he
officer.
thinks, but they must have pinned him with something.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe
so
just made it worse.
our second candidate. All right, so they're
Yeah.
going to go. We're going to decide after
Head to
this.
head.
Country, Country
Our
versus.
second candidate is a South Dakota man who was arrested outside a house fire, but the arrest had nothing to do with the blaze. Rather, police say the man tried to push past police and fire personnel in an attempt to re-enter the home and save his beer. The police were quoted as saying the man was told to stay outside but persisted in his attempts. In one semi-successful attempt, the man managed to pull down the pants of an officer and shove him to the floor and then proceed to run towards the house, allegedly heard yelling, "Don't worry, I'm coming to save you." But he was tackled to the ground before he could make it to the house. He was charged with interference with a fire or law enforcement official. There was no word on what kind of beer it was.
Oh,
So let's say that's from Blanco.
it's got to be a homebrew, right?
Yeah,
Like some
it
sort of
It has to be
you
a
have to have
homebrew.
some sort of
Man, it's
invested-
just like, no, man, I got my Coors Light over
That's
there.
Are you
right.
kidding me? Yeah, that cost me. That's a fresh slab. It cost
That's a
me
fresh slab, man.
$48.
That's-
Willing to
a
put
lot,
his
mate.
life on the line for some
Wow.
brewskis.
For some
Wow.
brewskis,
So
wow.
my question to you guys is, if your house is on fire, what is the stupidest thing you would actually consider going back and rescuing?
Going back into rescue.
Yeah.
Fuck.
If I haven't taken it already.
I haven't taken it
Let's
already.
say you've taken, let's say you grab your photo album, you run outside the house,
Yeah.
and then you're like, shit, my blank.
Yeah.
What is it? What is your
Oh.
blank?
Because Damon's like, my dials with the numbers on it.
Oh, man, you know
I
how
worked so
hard
hard
it is
for
to get
them.
that?
My label maker.
No.
I know exactly what I'd go back and get in.
Okay.
My movie collection.
Your movie
Because I
collection?
know a couple of weeks ago when I lost 400 movies,
Yeah.
how much that hurt me.
How much of a pain
What,
in
is
the
this a
ass it
hard
was?
drive?
This
Or
is
is
like
this-
a hard drive of just specifically downloaded movies.
Okay, yeah.
Not home movies, none of that. It's just literally just like obtained movies, let's just say.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say legal or illegal, but I'd go in for that because that's something that I just I pride myself in.
Fair enough.
I go back for, but it's ridiculous.
It
enough.
is ridiculous. Well, look,
With Netflix and everything now.
Added to go into fires, I think anything's ridiculous besides the obvious memorial sort of stuff.
But like, that's not a bad option in that.
It's hard to replace.
In your head, you could rationalize and be like, a hard drive is small. It's
Yeah.
not going to weigh me down if I
No.
run in. I can be in there in 30 seconds
Yeah,
and
I
an
might
hour
grab something else ridiculous.
That's
while I'm
right,
in there,
yeah.
Well, look, the ridiculous thing, I can't think of many things that are ridiculous. Like, I would say like my guitar or something like that, but that's not ridiculous. It's just like, it's
That's kind
sentimental.
of reasonable, yeah.
The ridiculous thing I would go after is I got a bucket of these.
Whatever it is, if it's in a bucket, it can't be, mate.
No, hold on. It's a bucket of kitchenware / things that I've been acquiring through time. Like, when I move out with my girlfriend, I'm going to have all this stuff.
Okay.
And I'm like, I've already acquired all this shit, and I've just done the long con
Yeah.
of staying on Ozbargain, waiting for the deals, getting all these good deals. I'm like, I'm not wasting all that money.
You'd be rescuing a literal bargain bin.
Yeah.
That is what you'd be
That's what
rescuing.
I'd be going for. And I mean, it's already in the bucket, it's all ready to go. I know I can just go grab it and run out.
It's like you're a doomsday prepper. Like,
Yeah.
if this place goes up, I've got my bucket of utensils ready to go.
There's a knife set in there. There's
Yeah,
a knife
right.
block in there. I need those knives.
And it's kind of beautiful because let's say it went up in flames.
Yeah.
Marcus would be like, look at all the money I saved and lost.
Yeah.
When if you
Yes.
saw the bin that it
Yeah,
had gone up
exactly.
in
What about
flames.
insurance, Marcus? Insurance.
100%. But if we're talking about ridiculous things, that's
Yeah.
probably.
But like, he also spent a lot of time finding the right
I
deal,
getcha, I
hunting
getcha.
it down.
I mean, if I could take my TV with me, it'd probably be that. I spent so much fucking time on that
Why
TV.
did you buy a 65-inch then? You can't take it with you.
Yeah, exactly.
that's a good point.
But like you said, insurance would probably cover that.
Okay.
All right.
So-
Well, Damien, what are you going to grab?
I feel like if I would grab something, it's probably the calendar Marcus brought in. Save the calendar.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in a weird position in that like I've probably been in my new house for like 2 months now, whereas like everything is still relatively new.
Yeah.
So I don't have like attachment to too many things. The only thing I could think of that's really not worth going back in for that I'm attached to is my pillow.
Oh.
Okay.
Because me and my partner splurged out on a really good pillow when we first moved in to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
stuff it. So I bought this pillow that's like made for people who sleep on their stomach and all this type of stuff. And I'm spending a good 8 hours with that bad boy every night.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's probably the one thing I'm most attached to.
And when your house is burned down and you're living on the street, a nice pillow would really
go
make
a
it a
long
bit
way.
easier.
And honestly, I probably wouldn't make it because my bedroom's upstairs and it is the furthest from the door.
Yeah.
So I would have to go travel the longest distance to get this pillow.
But then what you do is you break out a window, just jump out the window. You got a pillow there,
Have
the
you
stuff on
learned
your
to
break
floor.
my fall?
He
You're
leaks out
fine,
the
man.
second
Don't worry about it.
story.
Don't worry about
Make
it.
sure you land on your stomach because it's a special pillow.
Don't crush the pillow on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
I protect the pillow by landing on his spine instead.
All right, so hard drive, bargain bin, pillow.
Wow.
All right.
And this man would go for beers.
Beers is an interesting one.
All right, so who is the who do you think would provide us more entertainment, the Farter or the Beer Baron?
The
Beer Baron. The guy, like, they both interfered with the law.
Yeah.
I like that
They
he
fought
also-
the law and they both lost.
law won, both
Yeah,
times.
the law
Pants down
won.
of a police officer, which is pretty
He
full
pants
on.
the police off. That's how you
That
get
is
out
good
of it.
slapstick comedy right there.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, the fighting in the police officer's face, though.
Yeah. Or
It's
do
good.
you want a jester who's willing to put their life on the line
I
for
like-
something that means
I
a lot
feel like
to
the
them?
second guy has more layers going on.
I think the second guy definitely has
He's got more layers. Like,
yeah.
just the fact that he called out, "I'm coming for you," as
Yeah.
well. Like, he's committed to the bit.
He was
Yeah.
probably drunk.
And let's say that's true, which could provide us with entertainment.
Yeah.
And let's say our castle is under siege.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's on fire.
Oh.
We forget the royal mead or whatever it is inside.
Yeah.
We need a bozo to go back in there to get it for us. We know
I don't think-
he's got experience.
I know, exactly. We actually
Well,
need
he
this guy.
didn't, he didn't get into the fire. He's got experience of pushing police
What?
officers over to get into the fire.
He had intent at least.
Ah, he had intent,
We like
yes.
his moxie.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I
his
like his moxie. I will say that. The other guy is just being a bit of an asshole to law enforcement.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck the other
Also
guy.
a drug problem as well.
And he has a drug. We
Oh,
don't
this
know.
guy's probably an alcoholic, so also a drug
But
problem.
it's more of an acceptable drug, I guess.
Yeah.
True.
well-
So is the beer baron moving
I
on
want
to
to
the
say
next
the beer
round?
baron is the next round.
Beer Baron is
my
the
vote.
carrier champion.
So-
the cock.
All right, he's the cockhead for this week.
Yeah, the cockhead of this
Wow.
week.
So the carryover clown is the beer baron.
Nice one.
So in a couple weeks' time, I'll get one of you guys to bring us a couple stories of some new challenges for the beer baron.
Okay, and then it'll be V the B Baron.
That's
Yes.
right.
I like it. So
All
very
right.
like
good.
it.
So
I like it.
I feel like that was good. That was
That
a
was
good
really
time.
good. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
All right,
absolutely.
so that was to court a jester.
I miss that show. I really do.
Do you? Touchdown?
I miss Mark. What's his? I was
Mark
saying Mark
Holden.
Bunsen. Mark Holden.
Mark
Yeah.
Bunsen.
He apparently became a clown. Like,
he?
I think so.
Oh,
No,
no,
he
wait.
did not become a clown.
He became. You know what he did? I don't remember what it was.
Why makes you think he became a clown?
Because he. I'll
I
tell you
know what
what.
he's talking about, which is why it's so funny to me.
He did Dancing with the Stars, and he dressed up as a clown once.
he became a clown.
Pretty sure he's a lawyer now. I don't think he's a clown.
Well,
Wait, I don't think he became. I'm pretty sure he was always
Maybe
a
he's a
lawyer.
lawyer,
Maybe just continued his practicing days.
Do you know what's really funny about Mark Holden? Where my grandparents' beach house is, Mark Holden visited there like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Really?
And there's a news clipping from 15 years ago on their like breaking bulletin board, and all these news like stories are from 2019, and then there's just that one clipping of Mark Holden, and it's like
We can't let go.
It's like Mark Holden declares our neighborhood a touchdown. It's like who cares?
Here he is dancing as a clown. This is why I thought he was a clown. It's actually the creepiest clown, though.
Yeah, but he is not. That is not his profession.
Think of like Pennywise from the old It.
Oh,
anyway,
man, it looks like he's having a heart attack at the end there.
either way, I
needed
was
that
wrong.
laugh,
I was
Tom.
wrong.
He was a clown.
Okay, guys, guess what? That's actually all the time we have for the
Oh,
show.
wow.
But great questions, obviously, by me and Marcus, and a great segment there by Damien, too.
Thank you,
I
Damien.
enjoyed that. We've got to see who they're going to go up against. Very interested to see. Finally, let's just finish off the show with some plugs. If you want to get in touch, you can email us at tqhpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter and Facebook, TQH Podcast. We're on Spotify, where you can listen to us, and also iTunes, where you can rate, subscribe, and leave a review. 5 stars would be great if you think we deserve it. But
Yeah.
Yep.
unless there's anything else, boys,
All I'll say is we've got some hot stuff in the pipelines
Oh, yeah.
coming up in the next few shows.
I can feel it in my loins.
we're going to be
Yeah.
busy boys. Let's just say that.
Yes.
But yeah, until then, guys, that's all the time we have for you this week. Thank you to everyone out there for listening. Thank you, of course, to Marcus.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you to Damien.
Honka honka.
And as we end every episode,
Stay curious.